Got some news today. The New York Knicks have made a pretty nice deal. I have CP will be back on this weekend, and the New York Knicks, I think, surprised all of us with this trade. Cam Reddish from Duke University. A lot of us have talked about, Cam Reddish and his skill set, his potential. There was a lot of interest from the Knicks. It was reported interest from Ian Begley of SNY. And here we are. Cam Reddish is now a New York Knick. And the specific trade, let me get the details here for you guys. The Knicks are sending their 2022 protected first-round pick via Charlotte and Kevin Knox. We'll talk about Kevin Knox here to the Atlanta Hawks in the Cam Reddish deal. I believe they're also getting Solomon Hill. And Solomon Hill has a 1-year deal. He's on an expiring. And so I believe Solomon Hill will be waived. And so Ian Begley also reported that Quentin Grimes may have been in conversations here. That's interesting. And it also, tells you a lot, the fact that the Knicks weren't interested in adding Quentin Grimes to this deal. So, let me know how you feel in the chat. What do you think about this deal? How about the Knicks making this deal in the middle of some good basketball? Last season, the Knicks made the Derrick Rose deal about a month before the trade deadline. This season, same thing. So it looks like Leon Rose likes to make his move early. And, the Knicks are now in the middle of a winning streak at home. I believe it's 4 or 5 at home that they've won now. And now we have more questions, right? With this trade, what is the rotation going to look like? You add Cam Reddish, who has a year left, and then he's up for a qualifying offer of $8 million. So you have to believe that the Knicks made this deal with some sort of vision on Cam Reddish potentially being a part of the solution here long term. Because although it's a protected first round pick, it's still draft capital. Kevin Knox, depending on how you feel about him, let's see how he does in Atlanta. So kind of the same thing that I said, with Mitchell Robinson. If Mitchell Robinson is gone, the team that's acquiring him would have to think about potentially paying him. Same thing here. Cam Reddish comes to the Knicks. So what will that look like? He is 22 years old. He is he's a solid shooter this year. Cam Reddish is averaging 12 points per game, shooting 38% from 3. And from the corner 3, I saw it here that Cam Reddish was shooting about, in the 40% from corner 3. Last year, he was at 34% from the corner 3. This year, Cam Reddish he's at 47% from the corner 3. And that's on 47 attempts. So we talk about Tom Thibodeau's system. He enjoys players that can shoot the corner 3 effectively. And so Cam Reddish brings that as he's shooting 47% from the corner stripe. So how would the Knicks utilize that? This is all, to me, very, very, very interesting, for the simple fact that you now add another wing to the rotation. And now we ask ourselves, what is the future rotation going to look like? Who does this affect? Guys, let me know who you think, potentially takes a step back in terms of minutes. This is, to me, a fascinating situation. You have Kemba Walker on the verge of coming back. Derrick Rose is in the middle of recovery. So when you talk about, moving forward, what does the point guard position look like? Does Cam Reddish start? What do you guys think about that? Does Cam Reddish start in the near future? I don't think he's going to start on Saturday when we play the Hawks. And he has 2 days, so we'll see if he will be able to play that game He does have 2 days, and these deals happen very quickly. Players take their physicals pretty fast, so he may even be available for that Saturday game. But I don't know that he'll play. Tom Thibodeau likes to take a game with these young guys and get them acquainted and get them into, the culture and the environment and the team. So we'll see what happens there for Saturday. But I think my initial thoughts, my initial reaction is I think this is a very good move for the Knicks. Kevin Knox was in the deal. He's not playing. And I think we all saw just didn't work out here. It's ran its course. And when you look at the head coach here, Kevin Knox is just not a player that this head coach is going to, believe in and give him the opportunity that he may need. Does Kevin Knox maybe and I don't even know if Kevin Knox is going to play in Atlanta, because this was a wing for wing deal, and Cam Reddish was moved from Atlanta. The thinking is because they have a logjam. So we'll see what Kevin Knox's future is. As well in terms of Cam Reddish here, what is this going to look like? You have Evan Fournier, you have Alec Burks. I think RJ's penciled in there at the 3 or at the 2. Does this affect Obi? What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat? Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. KnicksFanTV here, JD here, breaking the news. The Knicks trade for Cam Reddish. Discord is up, so I do want to take a phone call or two. I want to get your initial reaction. So please, if you guys are aware of the Discord, hit me up on the Discord, and we will get you in, and I'll get your initial reactions. Shout out to Kane Marco, Take Mob General. He sends a $10 super chat. Says, what do you think about the lineup? Does he start over Fournier or probably next year? It's going to be interesting, K Marco. I think for now, Cam Reddish is going to come off the bench, and you have to think that the plan for him is to showcase him here with the Knicks and give him substantial minutes. What does that look like? Right now, Cam Reddish is averaging, how many minutes is he getting right now? He's getting 23 minutes a game. So does he get 28 to 30 minutes? And is the plan to ease him in and eventually give him that starting spot? Now, here's what I will say to answer your question. If it gets to a point where he's starting, I think RJ will shift to the 2. And then Cam Reddish maybe will go at the 3, or Cam Reddish at the 2 and RJ at the 3. I think that's a tandem that the Knicks are interested in seeing how that works. Remember, I did mention earlier this season when the Knicks were struggling, when Fournier was struggling, that one of the disadvantages that the Knicks have when they play other teams is speed and athleticism at the starting spot. With Fournier, with RJ, with Randall, at times Noel. If Taj is spot starting, Mitch is now the starter, but the Knicks didn't necessarily have a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism to go against some of these top talented teams. And I think that was one of the attractive skill sets that Cam Reddish brings over to the Knicks. And so now I think they would want to see a future of, maybe him and RJ, and see how that maybe even helps RJ in terms of having more speed and athleticism around him. This is going to be interesting. The trade deadline is still a month away. Does Fournier's recent play change things for the Knicks? Does this mean that Alec Burks, I was just talking to CP right before I went live, and CP thinks that maybe this is a signal that Alec Burks could be on the move to create some, opportunity and space, because you don't want to become the Knicks Hawks, where Cam Reddish was in the logjam there, and that's why he was interested in getting an opportunity. He comes here to the Knicks, and you don't want to create that same, situation for him. So you have to think that moving forward, there may be another move or two before the Knicks are set for the season. Like I mentioned, you still have Kemba coming in. So when Kemba comes back, what do you do with the starting lineup? One of the interesting things that Tom Thibodeau mentioned was he sees Kemba as a starter. Has Tibbs cornered himself into only using Kemba as a starter, which would mean that you have rotational shifts. So there's a lot of moving pieces here, a lot of moving parts. But I think the Knicks are in a fascinating situation because they're winning right now. They're turning the season around, and you just added a young, talented player that I think they're going to want to, play very soon here. So let's we'll see what happens. I can't wait, for Saturday. Let's shout out Jason Benjamin with a $5 super chat. He says, we fleeced Atlanta in my opinion. Charlotte pick will probably be in the mid to low 20s, and Knox, who's not playing. Great trade for the tape. Love it. Yeah, I agree with you, Jason. I mean, it's a we were talking about what you would give up for Cam Reddish, and a lot of people say don't give up picks. I've even heard Obi potentially being part of these, of a move, and the Knicks didn't do that. Quentin Grimes was in conversation with where the Hawks tried to fleece or swindle Leon Rose, and Leon Rose was not having it. So I think when you look at it, it's basically, Kevin Knox, Cam Reddish, a pick. I don't think the Knicks could lose in that situation. Now, you have to make sure that you surround Cam Reddish with a strong, culture, which that's the point of the Knicks building. Part of building culture and building a strong environment is that you can take these risks, right? Where Cam Reddish is coming into a team with a coach that's coaches young players very, very strictly. So I hope that maybe this helps Cam Reddish elevate his game and contribute to the New York Knicks here this season. Shout out to Flaba Phrase with a $5 super chat. He says, love the deal. Don't sleep on keeping Grimes. The plan has to be A, keep Burks with starters, and B, insert Cam in the second unit as a backup small forward. Right? Question mark. Yeah. Like I said, we'll see about Cam Reddish. I think the fascinating thing is what does he see himself as? You have to think that, he wants to get paid. That was one of the rumblings in Atlanta that he's looking at a lot of money here, and maybe that was one of the reasons. I personally think it's a combination. When you look at DeAndre Hunter, who just returned for the Atlanta Hawks last game against the Heat, watch out for DeAndre Hunter Saturday against the Knicks. We all know he's played well against the Knicks. He's returned. You look at some of their wings. There's a lot of just weird things in Atlanta with their season. So does Cam see himself as a starter? I think he does. He's 22. He's very talented. He has to see himself as a future starter. And Burks is going to be interesting. Tibbs loves Alec Burks. Tom Thibodeau is definitely an ally of Alec Burks. We'll see, because Alec Burks is a player that you can go right to the bench. It won't affect, his attitude. He's not one of those guys that is looking to remain in the starting lineup. He's a very versatile player. He's a flexible player. I think he's an asset to the Knicks because, as you can see now, Kemba's out. You can, use Burks in different ways. It's just always, as CP noted, it's always about when you give him too many minutes, then you're asking for too much, and then that's when the inconsistency comes in. Let's go with a $2 super chat from Aaron Devon. Apologies if I mispronounce it. Knicks fans, Zion is fool's gold. We'll see, man. We'll see. They brought one dookie here. Is Zion next? I think that's a conversation for down the road. David Low Monaco. I'm $5 super chat. I'm just worried Grimes or Obi will lose minutes, but I do like the trade, or maybe something bigger is coming. I don't know when you say, maybe there's a bigger trade coming, you still have Miles Turner out there. To me, you have to think that at this point, the next move is a guard. It's a point guard, right? But the interesting thing is you still have Kemba here. Still have Rose here. So do the Knicks stand pat? Do they say, you know what, let's try to get Turner, or let's stand pat and let's wait for Derrick Rose and Kemba, and let's just play it out this season as it is? They did that last year when they received Derrick Rose. They decided to stand pat. Will the same situation happen? they are equipped to still make moves. Again, it was only Kevin Knox. It was a Charlotte protected pick. They still have their own draft picks. They still have the Dallas pick. They still have their young players. So I think the Knicks are in a very good situation where you make this deal a month before the trade deadline. You give yourself an opportunity now, basically, another month to see how this plays out. How does Cam play with this rotation? How do the Knicks play? If the Knicks now go on a run and they go a few games over 500, does that motivate Leon to go out there and make a move? Because I think at the trade deadline, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for a move, just because as you see with the standings, there's a lot of teams that are underachieving, especially in the Eastern Conference. So thank you, David, for the $5 super chat. Michael Parker with a $5 super chat says, great pickup. Now we need to get Ben Simmons. Listen, man. You saw Julius Randle and what he said to the fans. We'll see. I don't know. Speaking of Ben Simmons, there was a report that Daryl Morey supposedly has said that he is standing firm. And this is what I've been saying to everybody. There's no way that Ben Simmons, Daryl Morey has gone this long without trading Ben Simmons. And then when he finally trades him, he's going to trade him for role players. The Philadelphia 76ers, they want an all-star level player. And I think Daryl Morey will do everything in his power. They've already gone this long in the season without, dealing with it. I think that they may even hold on to the draft, to the offseason, just like Portland Trailblazers now with Dame Lillard. They may be forced now to hold on to Dame to the offseason and see if they can make a move then. So thank you guys for the super chat. Shout out to the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. We have 1,500 in the chat watching live. Let's get them likes up. New York Knicks are in the midst of good basketball. They've acquired Cam Reddish. Let me know what you guys think. Looking at the chat here. I see Kendij. Kendij, how you doing, man? What do you feel about the move? Shout out to the chat. And this is going to be very interesting. We do want to take a phone call or two in the Discord. So guys, if anybody can if you want to get on and give me your initial thoughts, just get on the Discord and we'll definitely, definitely want to hear your thoughts, and let's get right to it. Looks like King Deej is on the line. King Deej, are you with us live? Let me know if you can hear me.
JD, what up, man? Salute. Hold on. Just had to make a quick cough. Shout out to Orange and Blue. Run up those numbers, man. Yo, JD, I got some good numbers, all right? I got some good numbers. I'm a numbers guy.
You do your homework. I
don't do trades. I don't do trades just to do trades. I am all for the Orange and Blue. I don't care about the last name. I care about the first name on the front. So, with that being said, I'm going to start off with Cam, just Cam alone. Cam Reddish, coming into his draft class, was ranked as the most talented prospect, but with the least amount of motor issues. So that means he's inconsistent. But for Cam Reddish, here's a number, all right? Cam Reddish, the 4 games that he played in the playoffs, he averaged 13 and 4, all right? He was shooting efficiently. I'm talking real efficiently. 52% from the field, 64 from downtown. These are playoff game scenarios against the Bucks. All right, 80% from the free throw line. If this works, because the only problem with Cam is that his inconsistency. But he's young. That's the definition of all young players. If this works, you have your 2 and you have your 3. You have your shooting guard and you have your small forward. They already played together, so they're similar. They know how to play together. All right. So I just want to say that about Cam. This whole act of Cam being a bench player is false. It's false news. All right, fake news. He was buried behind 80 million plus. All right, that's why the Hawks made him available, because they buried him behind Gallo, Bogey, Herter, Hunter, and they got him as part of the Trae Young deal. When the Trae Young deal went with Luka and they got an extra pick, they just picked the best available talent on the board. That best available talent at that time was Cam Reddish. That's why they got that extra pick. So I don't understand why everybody's saying Cam's a bum. No, the person we just shipped off with the Fortnite jacket, he is not in Cam's world. All right, as far as this year goes, Cam Reddish has two 30-point games, one against Orlando, one against the Bulls. He obviously has talent there. It's just the fact that he never got the opportunity to show it. So let's
Right.
just everybody relax about that. Now going forward, because everybody's saying, "Oh, we gave up a pick. We gave up a pick." Bet. I'm here to show you some Charlotte numbers. Right now, the Charlotte Hornets are the second best offense in the league. The second best offense in the league. They just beat the Bucks with Giannis and Middleton on the floor back to back. This is a playoff team. All right? They're one of the most efficient offenses in the league. So what I'm trying to say is that pick is top 18 protected. If they keep winning, ladies and gentlemen, that pick is going to turn into pick 24 to 28. That is, and in this year's draft, because everybody's just always focused on you got to keep all your picks. This draft, ladies and gentlemen, is
Saying
not
it's not a
last year's
strong
draft.
draft.
It's
Yeah.
not last year's draft. You're not getting
Yeah.
first round talent at the bottom of the draft. You're not getting that. This draft is top lottery, and that's it. Then the drop off is crazy. After 13, the drop off is crazy. None of these kids are in this draft are ranked as star players besides the top 10. That's it. So everybody needs to just relax. Leon's track record of drafting and trading is A1. I'm not even going to question this man anymore. This draft was a swindle. Check that Hawks community. Check the league worldwide. They can't believe that the Knicks got Cam Reddish for that. Like, everybody got to relax.
I've seen on Twitter Spaces, Hawks fans were not they're not happy about this move. They're definitely not happy, and so
They're
and to your 30-point games, I think one of the positives is he had one of those 30-point games against the Chicago Bulls. He had 33 against the Bulls, so
and
it
the
was
other
against
30-point game was against Orlando. I'm sorry, JD. I'm gonna get off because I know you got calls, but I just wanted to say, man, Cam Reddish, this is the definition of buy low, high reward. That's what you're showing. Leon is showing you on a trend. He traded DSG and 2 second-round picks for D Rose. He's trading a bench player for high reward, and that pick is going to turn out to be the 27th pick because the Hornets ain't going nowhere. That's a playoff team. They're going to be the 6th, 5th seed. All right. So everybody just
they're getting
relax.
better. They're getting better.
They're getting better. But I just wanted to say I feel like they're gonna do one more trade. Honestly, the 4 people that's up for the trades is Obi. I hate to say this because I wanted Obi here. It's on record. Obi, I wanted Obi. But Obi, Burks, Noel, Mitch, one of those 4 is going. I just want to be honest. I'm gonna be honest, man. One of those 4 is going. And one of those 4 is going for either a point guard that they could get on the cheap, like this trade, or they're gonna go in that Turner trade that's always being rumored. It's gonna happen, man. I'm preparing everybody for the truth. I like this trade. Cam Reddish is a plus. Run it up. Peace and love.
Thank you for the call, King Deej. King Deej definitely sounds excited for the move, and yeah, it's gonna be I think a fascinating dynamic on what the Knicks do forward with this rotation. Now you have Alec Burks, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish. Somebody has to take a minute's hit. And so I think the Knicks may not be done here. I do think they'll want to see a few games how Cam Reddish, meshes with the rotation, with the team. And you can't go wrong with a 22-year-old with this much skill set. He was the 10th overall pick in the 2019 draft. And, let's see how this plays out. It's going to be very interesting. Is the next move a center? I think Mitchell Robinson has had something to say about that recently. He's playing very well. At some point, you have to think the Knicks are going to want to address that point guard position. The only question is that move available now, or do you stand pat, wait till the offseason and see what opportunities you can get there? And the other thing is as well, this draft coming up is not known to be as deep of a draft as the one that we just saw where, Josh Christopher is at the end of the first round. Quentin Grimes is at the end of the first round. You're getting McBride in the second round. don't know that this draft is going to give you those type of, players that are contributing now, especially, with Quentin Grimes now being eased into the rotation. Grimes now is getting consistent minutes. I love that he's getting that opportunity, and it's not one night and then the next night he's getting 5 minutes. He's consistently now seems to be getting, 18, 19. I think he played 19 minutes last night. So the thinking I'm hoping is you keep Grimes at that role, and you just have to find a way to get Cam Reddish in there. And if it means Burks sees less minutes, if it means maybe Evan Fournier, I think this gives you now insurance, because Evan Fournier we gave him money for a reason, and it was to provide you with shooting. And on nights now when Evan Fournier doesn't have it going, Cam Reddish is going to take all those minutes, in my opinion. So the Knicks, at the very least, have given themselves a lot of options and opportunity for Tom Thibodeau to kind of mix and match, depending on player performance. So I think we also have Fredo. Do I have Fredo in here? Fredo, do you hear me? Fredo.
Think we also
JD, can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you loud and clear. Give me your initial reaction here. A little bit of rapid fire here, please.
Okay. I just wanted to say really quick, I missed my opportunity last night to send my condolences to Jay Boogie.
Yes.
And I just wanted to take a second to say the Knick family, even though I don't know you personally, Jay Boogie, the Knick family is behind you. I know it must be tough to lose a mom, but we're sending a lot of love your way. The thing with Cam Reddish is I am very happy that he's here. Welcome to the Mecca. The Knicks were thirsty for a small forward, and we finally landed one. My only problem is not with Cam Reddish, was giving up the first. I think the first round pick is being a little bit undervalued here. We really don't know what that pick is going to wind up being when it comes to like landing in the lot in the draft. And also, like, what people gotta understand about the first round pick is that I just want to use the Lakers as an example really quick. When they traded for Anthony Davis and they sent 5 picks and swaps, nobody said, "Oh, well, they're going to be late picks. They're going to be late first round picks." Everybody said, "Wow, they got 5 picks for AD and swaps." So, like, the first round pick has a lot of value, and I just feel like this is not a knock at Cam at all. A lot of love to him. But for a player that is playing behind 2 and 3 players on the Hawks, I feel like the Knicks might have been able to get him for Knox and 2 second rounders. To give up that first round pick kind of stung a little bit, but it is what it is. Sometimes it's the cost of doing business. But man, I just wish there was a way we could have got him without giving up that first. So it is what it is. I just want to be one of the people to welcome Cam Reddish to the Mecca, and I hope you have a successful and healthy season and career with the New York Knicks. Go Knicks.
Tomatoes are flying, Fredo. Hey, can't please everyone, right? Fredo is focusing on the draft pick. Listen, man, the draft pick, like we just finished saying, the draft is with a guy like Cam Reddish's talent, what do you expect him to get? I'm actually surprised that, to be honest, I'm actually surprised that none of the other young players went into this deal, which is a credit to Leon Rose. Think about this, because I know the move has us going crazy right now. There's a lot of things, moving in every Knicks fan's minds on, wow, like, we didn't expect it. It's breaking news. Do we realize, has it sunk into us that the Atlanta Hawks, out of all teams, how rare do we see these deals? The Atlanta Hawks, who seem to be, building a rivalry with the New York Knicks. I know it's a business, but sometimes you see front office, they take the on-court rivalry into the front office, and some teams just would rather not make deals. You would think in this situation, they would look for the Western Conference. I think that could be a combination of, they just, maybe there wasn't enough interest in Cam Reddish. They didn't get what they wanted to get. But they just made a deal with the Knicks. Like, this could really blow up in the Hawks' face, and in terms of, Cam Reddish blossoming here as a Knick, and he's in the Eastern Conference. He's going to be able to have an opportunity to play his former teams. That should be motivation. But the draft pick, man, to me, that draft pick, the Knicks still have a ton of assets available. And, it's not like they took on a multi-year contract as well. Like, to me, there's not much for me to complain about in this deal. The only question would now be is how do you settle the rotation? And moving forward, I know there's going to be contract talks, but I don't even want to talk about Cam Reddish's contract demands. You know why? He has to play. He has to play first. Let's see how he plays, because we can have all this discussion about giving Cam, what is Cam Reddish going to demand? Let's see how he plays first. Then we can have that conversation. So, Fredo, thank you for the call. Let me come over with some more super chats. David Fonseca, $5 super chat, says, do the right thing and trade my guy Rose back to the Bulls for Kobe White. Well, I don't know if the Bulls will be open to that deal. And right now, the Knicks are just looking to get Derrick Rose healthy, and we'll see how he plays when he comes back. Brandon Guest with a $5 super chat. When it comes to payroll, the front office got to play chess, not checkers. RJ's payday is coming up, and I don't want us to be in a situation like the Hawks. I mentioned earlier, there could be a potential logjam. Let's wait and see how this plays out. RJ is not a concern. RJ is playing right now to a level where we were dreaming about in terms of putting it together. Hopefully, this is the beginning of consistent play from RJ. I don't think you have anything to worry about RJ. If anything, this move with the whole Duke connection and all that maybe cements what the front office is thinking in terms of RJ being a piece of the future here for the Knicks organization. Masculinity matters with a $5 super chat. Don't be surprised if Randall is on the move. RJ has proven he's a third option and could be swapped along with Evan for Ingram. And I take it you're talking about Brandon Ingram. We'll see. This is going to be interesting. If Randall plays like he's been playing lately, I don't know that he is going to be on the move, because I think that's the type of basketball that the Knicks want to see from him in terms of unselfish play, picking your spots, and understanding, when, someone else has it going on your team and go into that. So, Kept Steezy with a $2 super chat. Too bad Michael is in school still. He'll be hype. Well, tune on to Saturday's post-game show. I'm sure that Michael will be excited about the move, and hopefully the Knicks win so we can get some of that energy. Double 0031 with a $10 super chat. Thank you for the contribution. Guys, I'm just here for, it's not going to be like an hour long show. It's a quick show just covering the breaking news. If you look at it, the New York Knicks essentially they turned the 2021 draft picks, the number 19, the number 21, and 32, into Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride, and Rokas Jokubaitis. Think about that for a second. I also want to shout out CP, the franchise. He did tweet out that he's out of town right now, but great trade. No brainer. Knicks using their assets wisely. And they get another young 3 wing with upside. Playing time is going to be interesting now. Maybe another move is on the way. Shout out CP, the franchise. CP is due to be back on Saturday. So there is your thoughts from CP. Shout out to you, CP. Shout out to Ash, CK, Alex. You guys had an outstanding show last night. And the New York Knicks are, playing well right now. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. The New York Knicks are making moves. Jay from Florida. Hope to hear your thoughts soon. Shout out to Ari. Hope to hear your thoughts soon. I see a $5 super chat here from David Lamonaco, who cares about the pick. Are you kidding me? Also, please stop with the Zion talk. I'm good on that. Hashtag replay game. Yeah, Zion. Man, Zion, he's trying to get, trying to play a game, let alone, we should be worried about trading for him at this point. I think that's a year or two away discussion, if that's even a possibility. Go get a 0712 with a $5 super chat. If I were the Knicks, I trade Randall, Burks, and a few picks for Benjamin Simmons. Glad to have Cam Reddish. Hey, listen, if that's an offer that I don't think the Sixers would accept. So yes, we can go ahead and try to make an offer like that, but I think the Sixers are looking for a little bit more than that offer, especially if they're making a trade with the Knicks, which is a division team. I think I have all the super chats there. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the chat. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you get these likes up. I believe we have 540 likes. Let's get up to 1,000 likes. We have almost 2,000 here. Breaking news: the New York Knicks trade for Cam Reddish. Guys, aside from the trade, the New York Knicks are playing well. I'm sure you guys are very excited about the next game against the Atlanta Hawks, who are struggling. How quick things turn. Right? The Atlanta Hawks are struggling right now. The New York Knicks, they play the Atlanta Hawks on Saturday. They are in the midst of an important stretch where they are going to play the Atlanta Hawks. And who do they play after that? I know they play 2 home games after that. And this is an important stretch because after that, Hawks, Charlotte at home, Timberwolves at home, Pelicans at home. And then you go on a little road trip, then start, the schedule starts getting tough. So $5 super chat from Robert Fall. Shout out to you with a $5 super sticker. And hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. The New York Knicks are making moves. And I think there may be more to come. The New York Knicks are in the midst of playing very good basketball. I think this just adds more energy for Saturday, man. I can't wait for Saturday. Is this the beginning of a turnaround? Are the Knicks ready to take off, or will they continue to be up and down? They still don't have Kemba back. They still don't have Derrick Rose back. Nerlens Noel, I thought looked healthier. I know he's not, a lot of you guys are not fans, but maybe this time off, his knee looked a little bit, looked better, and you saw some of his rim protection. So it is what it is. We have to figure out the Obi plan. We have to figure that out and see how we can get Obi more involved and maybe increase his minutes. We'll see what the New York Knicks do there. Guys, thank you for the show. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Salute to the chat. Salute to everyone for tuning in. Thank you for supporting KnicksFanTV. This is presented by Prize Picks. I had a so-so night last night. Make sure that you go to prizepicks.com or download the app on your phone. You can deposit anywhere from up to $100, whatever you want, but they'll match your offer up to $100. So it could be 20, 40, 50, 60. They'll match it up to 100%. And always remember, play responsibly, risk management, and have some fun, man. I think I'm going to be excited about, some tickets here in the near future, especially with this trade. I think it's going to be interesting to see. So shout out to Ari, Dave Noddy, Respect Shaq, King D, Father Peace, the mods, TM, Cynthia Wolf, all the mods that help run the show. Thank you guys. I think I'm going to sign off here. JD Sports Talk here. The New York Knicks play the Atlanta Hawks on Saturday. Guys, let me know what you think about this move. And I'll see you around for the next post-game show on Saturday. New York Knicks versus the Atlanta Hawks.